Hey, what is popping out in Dolphins world? Miami Dolphins schedule leaked. What is up with y'all? I see y'all in the building. The eyes are in the chat. Drop the eyes emoji in the chat if you know what's going up right now. You know your boy CB83 don't play about that. Come on, man. Shout out to the homie Trucker Sean in the building. What's up with you, Trucker Sean? C. Hoffles in the building. What is up with y'all? Anybody on Twitter, X, come check me out on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. This will be fun. This will be fun, guys. We love this. Look at King Grizzy in the building. Let's fucking go Jets. Huh? Bro, what?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Man, you know we don't do Jets over here, King Grizzy. Shout out to the homie King Grizzy. He's a big time Jets fan. My homie in real life. But we don't do Jets over here. We don't do them dudes, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got 10 watching right now. Do me a favor on your way in. Punch the like button. Just lets everybody know that CB83 is live and that we're about to get it cracking. As soon as we get these likes up, we gonna get this thing rolling. But hey, what you guys think, chat? What's the word on the street, chat? I heard a lot of chatter in the neighborhood. I hear my name on Twitter. I hear my name out in these Twitter streets. I'm everywhere. I just be chilling, laying low, doing work, and I gotta crank it up for these dudes, man. I gotta crank it up, man. Shout out to the homie S. Harris in the building. You know he's a real one, day oneer. Pittsburgh Dolphin and the members gang. Shout out to the members gang. And shout out to the homie Q. Just became a YouTube member, a new member to the group. Let's go, Q. We gotta go up for the homie. One time for the one time, Q. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, and shout out. Hey, I want to shout out the clowns, the clown show over at TFTG for giving me a little pub this week. I was buzzing out in these streets, man. Buzzing. But they cooked. Don't worry. They cooked.
He got cooked.
Adrian, you didn't go down like that, huh?
He got cooked.
Happening. But shout out to everybody. Let's go ahead and get this thing rocking. Let's go. Let's get it. Hey, shout out to homie Q for becoming a member, man. Let's go, man. Red, white, and Bills in the building. What's good with y'all? Mudbone, I see you.
Young girl, the one that back calling me splurge. Ride me jump right off the curb.
Yeah.
Make the spread fly like a bird.
Hey, week 2
Spin on the
Bills.
first and the third. Solid, I'm keeping my word. Can't be
You know
my
what
equal,
happened on
know
week
what you
2.
heard. Crank up the foreign, I
My
swear.
dog.
Keep me a stick if they purge.
Hey, long time no see. Let's go. Trucker Sean is back in the building.
Young
Let's
girl,
go.
the one that they working my nerves. I'm about to pull some serve.
Hey,
Fucking
dude,
this bitch
what's
like a
happening?
bird. Smack from the back of a perm.
What's happening,
Ice,
chat?
the bird. Shitting on all you little turds. Can't take that dick, wait your turn. In my own lane, we can't merge.
Yeah.
So with no head, you can learn. Let's see how much you can earn. Why me go big like the worm? And I ain't smoking no shirt.
Yo, what is cracking? It's your boy, Finn State with CB83 coming to you for another banger of a show, man. Hey, shout out to everybody in the building, man. The homie Trucker Sean was in here first. He hasn't been around in a while, but it's good to see the homie back in the building. What's up with you? C. Hoffel in the building. King Grizzy, the Jets, the Paper Planes fan in the building. S. Harris in the building. Pittsburgh Dolphin, always rocking. One of the members in the members gang. Q's a new member. Welcome Q to the members gang, man. Let's go, man. Hey, Q, you in the club now, man. You in the club, bro. This is how we walk into the party, Q. Q, we in there, boy. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to the homie Q in the building. Hey, we cranking it here right now. Red, white, and Bills here. Mudbone here. Duke Tomlinson in the building. The Wayne D experience is in the building. Let's go. We in this bit. Fins the F up. Can't wait for the season. I'm hyped. I'm excited. Schedule is released. It's leaked. Let's go, man. Let's go. Hey, my man Q says, let's go. Help a brother end of this day. There you go. We about to get this thing cracking. Hey, guess what? So my name was buzzing this week, man. And hey, Lou, and you had something to do with this, man. You did. You had shout out to Lou in the building.
What?
You had a lot to do with this week. You had a lot to do with it. It's always your fault. It's always you and Ian fault, dog.
That's
always.
that first of all, hey, it's good to see you, right? It's good to see you. And I don't know what you're talking about, CB. What happened?
Oh, hey, I caught him off guard a little bit. So, hey, so somehow I got clipped up, bro. What? I got clipped up. Lou, did you hear about it?
Oh, someone clipped you, dog?
Yeah, somebody clipped me up, put me on. Hey, so they clipped me up, put me on Twitter, made me out to be a Tua hater, which honestly, I didn't mind it because people say I'm the opposite anyways. They say I go hard in the paint for Tua. But they clipped your boy up, man. I gotta show this tweet, man. I gotta show it, right? It's only right.
Hey, man,
I gotta show it. I gotta show the tweet. And what's funny is it's always the TFTG clown show. They always.
Hey, I'm part of that network, right? Let's not take shots yet.
Oh, I'm gonna take my shots. You can hold back or do whatever you gotta do.
Oh, okay. Hey,
man, but
I
gotta take. I gotta take my shots, but it's always the clown show over there at TFTG. They gotta keep some drama, right? That's what they do, man. So I'm gonna show y'all the tweet they put out, but it was kind of funny, because this didn't provide any of the context that the conversation was going in, right? But this is El Capitan, the little I forget the guy over at the fence tailgate.
Cap was good.
The guy who kind of does the little thing over there. I think Shake Money really runs the show over there. He's really the only one over there shaking shit, right?
Damn.
But really, I'm gonna give him a little due because I guess it's something kind of he put his mark on. But I gotta let y'all hear the clip. It says, first of all, he says, I can't believe what this guy is saying about Tua and his trainer right now. And then he put go Fins, right? But let's watch the clip. Let's see what I say. That countless times. And I'm like, yo, he's got to do something a little bit different this offseason because what he's been doing just hasn't been enough, right? I like Nick Hicks. I like what he's doing for him. I like how he's building his body back up. But as a quarterback, I feel like
Lou, you hear this?
Hey, as a quarterback, he has been somewhat been stagnant, right? That countless. So that's what I said, right? And there was a lot of other context behind it. Like I said, I like what he's doing, all of that, but I do feel like he needs to get outside of his box this offseason and do something a little bit different. And that's what he's done. And your boy Nick Hicks really had I guess he was feeling froggy, right? And he responded, right? And he said in his tweet, he said, stagnant offseason equates to top 5 passer, ? Also, if you were paying attention to the offseason, Tua has hired a quarterback coach as well. No need to bring me into these convos when I'm minding my business all offseason, right? So that was what his response was, right? And, when I say stuff like that, or when people clip up small clips like that, people will always be like, oh, Tua's a top 5 passer, blah, blah, blah. That's true. Tua had the stats. He had the accolades. He did some good things, right? But there was also some moments where he fell short. And those moments were typically big moments where we needed him to perform, right? You can say top 5 passer. You can say leading the league in yards. You can say all of that. That's true. I'm not lying about that. He was a good quarterback, right? Overall. But in the moments where we needed him to kind of elevate the team and step up, he wasn't that guy. And I'm going to be truthful with you. He's got to get better in those moments. And we've all had these conversations. So people can run around and say, oh, he's a top 5 passer. We can say, oh, he led the league in passing yards, but he still dropped the ball in areas. And now I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to be very objective. I'm going to always keep it 100. So that's part of him getting better. And like I said, he needed to get outside of his box this offseason. He hired a QB coach. He hired a QB like specialists and Tom House, a group of guys who help quarterbacks build their foundation, become better passers, all of that, pass off platform, all of that. And he's also working out with different groups of guys. I've seen him work out with Gold Feet Global, who my cousin Elijah works out with. And guys, he hasn't typically been around in the offseason. So that's all I'm saying, right? So that's what Nick Hicks said. Now, I came back and responded to this because I just had to respond, right? I had to say something.
Oh.
Yeah. So I responded to this and I said, and this is in response to, Nick Hicks' tweet, right? I said, hey, don't get your panties in a bunch, Nick. Check out the entire conversation. These chumps at the fence tailgate clearly provided no context to the conversation. Y'all got too much time on your hands, right? So that was my response. And then he said, Nick responds and says, I haven't worn panties since 1991. And I say, tidy whities, the real ones wore those back in the day. And that was it, right? No harm, no foul. It is what it is. But clipping me up to be a Tua hater, it is what it is, guys. It don't bother me at all, right? Little stuff like this don't bother me at all. And let me get Lou back on here. Oh man, there we go. But Lou, what's your thoughts, man?
Listen, man, listen. I was on the panel with you, so I got what you were saying. I don't think you were taking a shot at all. Nick Hicks actually, even in the clip that was clipped up, it kind of caught your final points where you were saying you like what Nick Hicks has done.
Right.
But even to his response tweet, like he even noted, now Tua has decided to go work with a real quarterbacks coach in a group. So I think the clip was just to troll. You know how we do, CB. I think it was a troll.
It's all good.
And I'll tell you this, CB, right? I like what you did here. I like the response you just put because again, bro, stroke the iron while it's hot, right? Because at the end of the day, bro, whether it's good or bad, this is just the way I look at it. Any publicity, right, is good. And your name got out there, bro. You were, guys are noticing you, whether it's at the Prince tailgate or whether it's Nick Hicks, whether it's Omar Kelly's of the world, people are noticing you. So at the end of the day, bro, just keep up what you're doing. And it is what it is, bro.
So what's funny is that Omar reposted the tweet that
I seen that
that Nick Hicks put out, right? So he reposted the tweet. I didn't realize that until like hours later. But that just goes to show you that people do pay attention. People are on Twitter like watching this stuff and they are listening to what we say. Whether they believe it or not, the players, people in the Miami Dolphins community are watching everything, right? I felt like it was kind of corny, right? But I'm all for it. If y'all want to clip me up and put me out there, it's fair game, right? It's on in the internet. Whatever we say is really up for interpretation. So if you want to clip small little sound bites of people saying stuff, then you can put it out there, right? All I'm going to say is, hey, just go watch the entire clip. Because if you go watch the entire clip, it doesn't come off like that, for sure.
I would agree.
Yeah. But man, let's get into it, Lou. I will see if the other homie shows up. That other dude, we're trying to phase out.
Man.
We're trying to phase out of the offense.
Yeah,
we'll see if he should. We'll see if he shows up.
I got a topic, and I don't know if you've seen it, right?
What?
But the OBJ press conference. I don't know if you could play it or not, CB. It's about 16 minutes long. You probably can't show the video, but if you can find a way just to play the audio. CB, I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. You know me. It's more with me. I gotta see it to believe it, right?
Right.
I think what you've seen today, at least for me, this is the way I took away from it. Listening to the interview, there was runners on first, second, and third base, CB, and Odell Beckham Jr. just hit a grand slam.
Wow.
I think he knocked that interview out of the park, bro. He conducted himself in a way he recognized Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are 1 and 2. He's here to be just an option. I think the way he was talking about where he is mentally right. Right? We always talk about the physical aspect of this game, CB. And I'm
Yeah.
always one of the people in here saying half of this game, more than half, in my opinion, it's mental, right? You got to be tough-minded. You gotta be mentally strong. What
Mhm.
OBJ showed today in that interview, bro, I'll be honest. I think it was one of the best Miami Dolphin interviews I've seen in a while, bro. He knocked every
Wow.
question out of the park. There was no
I haven't even
hesitation
seen
in
it.
his answers. Bro, he
Wow.
was spot on, looking people in the face, and he just executed what he wanted to say, CB. It was really good, bro. We should play, and then we could talk about it.
I want to see if I could play the audio without,
Right,
like,
so you don't get clipped. Right.
so I don't get clipped up. It's just, bro, you know how YouTube is. It just gets very difficult. Let me see if I could play the audio like this. Let's see. Hold on.
For a couple of days. But,
Can you hear that, Lou?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, perfect. So we're not showing the actual clip. We're just playing the audio. And this is, and I'm gonna see if I could do this right here. Bam. So we'll do it like this, and I'm gonna play the audio, and we can kind of stop it and kind of talk about it as we need to. But this is the audio of the Odell Beckham Jr. Press conference for the Miami Dolphins.
For a longer period.
yeah, usually, you only come down here for a couple of days. But, it's a place that I enjoy. Beautiful weather. And obviously, beautiful facility, organization, everything, an opportunity that I'm truly excited about.
What was it about this opportunity that sold you that this was the right choice for you?
I kind of just in a place in my life where it's always been like this, but truly just leaning on, God and what he's putting in front of me. And this opportunity was the main one that kept being, put in front of my face. I remember somebody asked me a few years ago if I would ever be or play for the Dolphins, and I kind of, shrugged it off that it wasn't really an idea. And, obviously I have a couple of guys I know down here. My brother Duke Riley won a championship with Jalen. But Coach Mike definitely is someone who he sold it to me because it's just his energy. It's just we speak the same language. We was talking the conversations we had about football. And just the opportunity that I said, like, is presenting itself, and God put it in front of me, and that's kind of just where I went and rolled with it.
Man, so Omar asked a good question. So he asked, like, what made you choose the Dolphins? Lou, what was your thoughts on his answer? Because he kind of said it. He was like, man, Mike McDaniel sold me on it. Like,
Bro,
he put it out to me, and it was like, it's a no-brainer.
Bro, the conversation just gets better and better, CB. But what this first clip you just played, right?
Yeah.
Listen to it. Again, there's key words. Sometimes you just got to sit back and listen. They speak the same language.
Mm-hmm.
In football terms, that means they both understand, right? From a OBJ perspective, right? He's a player.
Mm-hmm.
He understands what football's supposed to look like, bro. He says it.
He's
in
done
the
it
clip,
at a
right?
high level. Yeah.
Bro, this has been his craft since he was 3 years old, right? Absolutely, guy understands the game. It's refreshing to hear, CB, that the guys that's leading this organization and Mike McDaniel understands ball. That's what I took from it. How many times have multiple players came out and it's just they talk about Mike McDaniel, the way he sees the game, the way he understands the game, the way he explains the game to these players. They gravitate to it, bro. That's the main thing. When I listened to that first clip is when OBJ said, we speak the same language. I got excited right there as soon as I heard it.
And bro, you got to think about the deal that OBJ came in on, right? The dude came in on a $3 million base salary with up to $5 million more in incentives. Bro, that's a crazy deal for a player of his caliber, right? For him to make the commitment to come to Miami, it had to be something just really intriguing that made him want to come here. And he's talking about it now, and we're going to continue it at this point. It's crazy, though.
You mentioned Mike. What do you think his offense can do for you?
A lot. Just watching the film, just seeing what it is. It kind of reminds me of a place where I had a lot of success at, and as far as the Giants and timing and all of those things that he talks about and preaches, it's just you know, he was speaking football. We sat down for hours and we was just talking football. And it just got me excited thinking about it. He pulled up my film compared to what, they're doing here, and just kind of, married the things. And I seen an opportunity, and I think time will tell in the end that this was the right decision.
How do you think your skill set will mesh with Tyreek and Jalen?
Man, and Lou, he says he pulled up the film. He showed him what I did in other places.
Bro.
come on, man. Mike McDaniel it don't matter what he's gonna do, bro. He's always going to pull up the film. He's always gonna show you, hey, this is what you did well in this area. This is how we could use you in that same area. We want to capitalize off what you do well. Like his thing, coach's position should be, hey, I'm going to put this guy in a position to be successful. If OBJ isn't good at doing certain things, and he has never showed that on film that he's good at doing it, why would you go up there and have him do it, right? You want to capitalize off what he does well. So you want to take his good film, his best film, and say, hey, this is how I'm going to use you in my system. You're going to be able to get in here, run this route, be at this spot. Tua's going to see you. He's going to deliver. You're going to be open. You're going to get the ball and take off, right? We're going to move the chains.
Bro, CB, again, the video only gets better. But I'm sure he said they spent hours and hours, and then he said that Mike McDaniel pulled up his game film.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they watched game film of the Miami Dolphins too. And Mike McDaniel was probably sitting there and saying, hey, OBJ, look at the coverage they're playing on Tyreek Hill. He's seeing double coverage. Look on the other side, Jalen Waddle's seeing blanket coverage as well, maybe shadowing him, right? Mm-hmm. Now, insert you, Tyreek, where you see Braxton Berrios. Insert you, OBJ, when you see Cedric Wilson. And just imagine the opportunities. And that's probably what sold OBJ. Looking at what he's going to be able to and again, he kind of touched on it later in the interview, but the attention that Waddle and Hill create, bro, OBJ is going to eat, bro. He is just going to dominate in this league.
It is.
In this offense.
And I'm sure Mike McDaniel probably looked at the Ravens situation and said, hey, you had a good opportunity there, but you may have a better opportunity here with the weapons that we have and with the quarterback that we have and his ability to read defenses and deliver. You may have a better opportunity here to eat because of the pressure it takes off of you. You don't have to be the guy anymore. You could just be the guy underneath, or, in the distance, just kind of waiting for your shot. And once teams start rolling to you and they figure that you're a threat, it's going to open up the entire offense. So, man, it's exciting, man. Let's continue it. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to chat, man. We got 70 in the building right now watching. Do your boy a favor and punch the like button. Jump in the comments. Get involved. I appreciate everybody coming through. This is OBJ's press conference. This is the audio of that. We're going to continue it. We got about 12 to 13 minutes left.
I got to go get back on the track, I guess, for a second, because, there's some speed down here at this team, but never shied away from competition or anything like that. I just see, we were coach and I was talking about it. He was saying that on third downs, they were getting a lot of doubling both of them. And there's just a lot of room for opportunity looking at it.
So Lou, you hear what he's saying, right? They're doubling both of them. So they're doubling both of them. So somebody gotta be open. If you doubling both Waddle and you doubling both Tyreek, then somebody gonna have to eat underneath. And that's where we gotta be looking. We gotta be looking at OBJ. We gotta be looking at Jonnu. Those guys should be eating. They gotta eat. They gotta eat underneath, man. And it may not be underneath all the time. It may be, hey, they're rolling coverage to Jalen, they're rolling coverage to Tyreek. They're both running, deep ends or something like that. And OBJ is running down the seam wide open because they're rolling coverage that way, right? So it may not always be short stuff. It may be the long ball too, but that's the versatility he gives you as a receiver because he can do a little bit of everything because he's done it all. So that's going to be interesting to see. Interesting to see for sure.
I think that it'll be a great matchup. I think we all have different skill sets, but all the same skill set in one, all people who make plays. So I'm just looking forward to the opportunity.
Can you describe the role quarterback played into your decision?
Ooh, quarterback play.
Here we go.
Definitely was a little hesitant at first because, he's a lefty, and I think I shied away from lefties. But now that I think about it, I've been throwing with Jarvis Landry since I was 15 years old. One of my trainers is left-handed, and they said he just throws different. They said the accuracy and the spin, they were like, it's not really like he's left-handed. And just watching his film, there's a lot of great things that he's been doing. Did it at Alabama, did it, here at the Dolphins. And like I say, I just seen an opportunity when I really watched the film, when I really sat down and didn't look at a destination. I looked at, myself in the mirror or a place for me in my career. I just seen a lot of opportunity here.
Odell, you mentioned competition. You've long been the number one on every bill.
Yep.
Tyreek and Jalen. What do you think that room, that competition would be like?
I think you just all push each other, And for me at this place, in my life and my career, I haven't been the number one in a minute. You could go look at targets. You can go look at anything. That's not really where I've been at. So just understanding your role and how can you be the very best at that role. Maximize those opportunities. Don't look for more or less. Like just stay within that, present moment, and I think you'll find a way to succeed.
Yo, he's saying a lot, Lou. What you think, Lou?
Spot on, bro. Bro, this is what you want to hear, and he kind of said it.
But OBJ sounds so mature, bro. It sounds like he's like on a different level now in terms of like maturity. I didn't think he was really on this level yet, but we really haven't heard OBJ speak like that. We haven't heard him do interviews. We haven't heard him get in front of mics like that. He's kind of been behind the scenes because of all the drama and everything that's been going on or surrounded around him. But now he's just kind of like, bro, in his zone, like in his element. He just knows what he wants out of the offense. He knows that, hey, Tyreek and Waddle are going to be the dudes. I'm just here to contribute and be a guy, right? And I could be a really good guy if you give me an opportunity. He's been that dude. He's been that dude before.
Bro, again, he understands his role. And CB, again, I'm going to keep saying it. Every time we stop it, the interview gets better and better, bro. And to your point, it's just listening or thinking your perception of what OBJ was with the Giants, with Cleveland, to where, and you listen to him, you see him now. It's just a whole different animal, bro. And again, it's the mindset, right? He has, from this interview, bro, it's, again, the baseball analogy fits. Runners on first, second, and third. The man came up to bat, hit a grand slam in this 16-minute interview. If you're a Dolphin fan, you should be highly impressed with what you heard from OBJ today.
Man, he seems so, and I wish y'all could see his mannerisms. He's just so cool, calm, and collected, man. It's just like, man, this is another day. Like, this is another opportunity for me. I've been around the league. I know what it entails. I've been in different locker rooms. I've been around great quarterbacks. I've won championships. I'm just here to help. Right, I'm here to help you get to that next level, and we'll continue it.
How difficult is it for you as a guy who's been there to accept that role? Like it's a maturity process, obviously, to know what's best for maybe winning.
I think it's not difficult at all anymore. Like I'm kind of past it. It's just been things have happened over the stage of my career. Things happen in life. You just take the punches and roll with it, and this is where I'm at. I think having a 2-year-old gives you some patience and some maturity. And it's just not something that I really worry about. It's just, like I say, however many opportunities I do have, being in the best position and making the most of those. And that's really, it's really that simple.
How satisfying is that to be in that part of your career?
It's amazing. It gives you a huge sense of peace. I feel like I used to carry a lot of, anger or, resentment or whatever it was. And now I just feel at peace. And you're able to train, you're able to play the game that you love again. You kind of get past all the business side or whatever could be holding you back. And a part of me feels like this is an opportunity for it to be just football.
You played
Wow. So an opportunity for it to be just football, like none of the drama, none of the chaos, just strictly like football, winning games. Bro, this is what it's about, right? I think LBJ, he just seems that, bro, he just said it. It seems that I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with where I'm at. Like he said, he's got a 2-year-old, so it teaches him patience and understanding. Kids will give you that, bro. They'll teach you how to like tame yourself, tame your temper, be patient with other people, because it's tough, right? Continuing on.
All three positions, X, Y, and Z. I believe you've
Yeah.
seen a lot of success out of the spot. Where do you think the Dolphins see the best version of Odell in 2020?
I don't mind getting in there. I don't feel like I've actually had an opportunity to play in the slot much, and it's just such a different. It's a different game in there. I've been very much X by yourself, clouded, decoy-ish over there, and I think that you got Jalen and Tyreek, who guys are going to focus on so much that there's room for opportunity. Like I said, when I really sat down and watched the film and I understood what Coach was talking about, I think I just, along with himself, I think I see something that other people aren't seeing at the moment, and just like always, time will tell.
How do you feel a few years removed from 2 serious injuries?
Let me know if you want me to stop.
I feel great now. It's been a tough road, starting with I think it's funny. It started with the ankle happened in a preseason game. I remember my main PT was like, "Don't come back. Wait 3 or 4 weeks." We lost our first game to Dallas. I set out, and I remember it was week 2, and I had been through so many seasons where I understood how important it is to start the season off strong. I came back too early, ended up shattering my ankle, and a lot of things kind of happened from there. So, tearing the ACL in the Super Bowl after getting ready to have one of my best performances. I've kind of talked about this in many occasions, but looking at it now, I'm just in a great position. 2 years out of it, feel healthy, you feel good. It's not really the same problem that I have going on. So just excited to be at peace with my body, my mind, and this opportunity.
Odell, how do you deal with expectations? This team has Super Bowl expectations. There's going to be expectations on social media. There's going to be personal expectations that you have for yourself. Do you think about that stuff every day and use it to motivate you, or do you just stick it in the back and say, "I'm going to do me"?
Yeah, not to say I don't think about it at all, but I was, Baltimore was Super Bowl expectations. I don't know if the Rams are really Super Bowl expectations, but I've been, each and every year, it doesn't matter if you're the worst team in the league, you go into there like, yo, we're going to win a Super Bowl. Whether you really believe it or not, like everybody's expecting or hoping that that's what it's going to be. So for me, the expectations have kind of subsided, and it's just about playing ball. It's about coming in each and every day, getting better 1%, because, it's a long journey to get to that Super Bowl road. If you focus on that the entire time, it's okay to have those goals and expectations, but if you focus on only that, you'll miss out on like the day-to-day details of how to get to that actual point. So I just kind of stay there. I'm always going to have my own personal expectations, but it is what it is at this point. Like I say, I want to win a Super Bowl. I still dare to be great. Like there's a reason that I'm still doing this, still playing. So expectations are there, but they're not. It's not the end all be all for me.
Odell, you wound up signing.
Stop it real quick, CB.
You wound up signing about 5 weeks after you.
Yo,
Bro, when he made the comment of the question was asked about expectations, and he said, obviously, anytime you walk in the building, you feel the ultimate goal is to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But if that's your only focus, you miss the everyday grind, right?
Yes.
And that's a big part of it, bro. Again, mental, right? It's the expectation, but you don't let the expectations control you. You try to control the expectations, right? Like sometimes
because the Super Bowl, right, because that Super Bowl expectation can consume you, right?
Absolutely.
To the point it can consume you and the team to the point where, man, it's become so much pressure on you that it kind of takes away from your play and your focus, right? Your focus should really be in the day-to-day, right? Because that's where you really get better in practice, in the meeting rooms, areas like that. So that should be your focus. Your focus should be, hey, every day we go out and grind, we get after it, we stack
and we
good.
get better.
Yeah.
We get better.
We stack good days up, right? And when you stack good days up, and you're gonna have bad days, right? But you gotta stack up more good days than you stack up bad days, for sure, right? And you stack up those good days even through training camp. And I always say this, through training camp, you gotta just stack them up day after day. Go out there and get better at something you weren't good at the day before. It's like you stack those up, and then you get into the season, and it's one game playing at a time, 1 week at a time, and you just grind it, and that becomes like the mantra of the team. And then you're not so consumed with a Super Bowl that it's taken away from the team's focus and what you really are out to do. Because the Super Bowl is one thing. It's really hard to do. It's really hard to win a Super Bowl. But you really got to go into it like, man, let's just take this a day at a time. Let's practice hard. Let's get better as a unit. And let's go out there and perform on Sundays and Mondays whenever we line up. So it's going to be interesting to see. He just seems like he's mature and he has it figured out. Sometimes that light bulb comes on for guys, and the light switch just flicks, and it's like, okay, I've been here. I know what to do. I got it. I understand it. I've been in multiple buildings. I met with Mike McDaniel. I see what he's trying to implement. I see the plan. I see the vision for the team. I'm excited. I'm on board. Let's go rock out. Almost. It's kind of like that. But yeah. So I'm gonna continue it on. What's up, Lil HP? Well, shout out to Newfoundland. Hey, we got 80 in the chat. Shout out to the chat right now. I see y'all, man. Y'all holding it down. I appreciate y'all coming through. Appreciate the homie H popping in. I see you, bro. JR Black. Even EM Dolphin popped in. Hey, EM Dolphin fan popped in. That's crazy. What's up with you, man? Shout out to the homie, man. All right, let's continue this on, man.
First visit the Dolphins on the free agent visit. Did you feel all along that it was going to get done, or were there times when you thought maybe it's not going to happen?
Just leave it up in God's hands. At this point in my life, I kind of am just going with the flow. And after the way the season ended last year, it kind of was like an abrupt feeling, like I wasn't expecting to not win the Super Bowl. So I was expecting a different kind of offseason. But, just kind of going with the flow and let life take its course. There's no point in rushing anything because life's going to happen exactly how it's supposed to happen anyways. So that was just kind of it. But, off the first meeting, I was very excited about the opportunity. And then, conversations came along, and then it just happened. And then it happened, very fast when it did happen. I remember getting off the phone, my agent, and being like, yeah, this sounds good. Like, let's figure out a way to do it. And then 8 minutes later, my phone is blowing up. So it all happened very fast. But again, like I say, I can't tell you enough how excited I am for the opportunity.
Yeah.
You mentioned Super Bowl a couple times. You won one in LA with Jalen. How would you describe your relationship with Jalen and maybe that first conversation when you realized y'all would be replaying?
That's my dog. He's part of the reason I'm here. It kind of gave me that same feeling. I remember, whatever you want to call it happened with Cleveland, and I'm sitting at home, and I'm finally at one place in my career where like I get to make a decision on where I want to be, who I am, all that. End up choosing the Rams. Jalen and Vaughn are like, come home, bro. We got a place for you. Our locker's right next to ours, blah, blah, blah. And, Jalen was kind of saying the same thing this year. And, that worked out well. I'm hoping this could work out the same way.
How well did you know Tyreek before?
Yo, that's dope. That's dope. It's crazy. So Jalen, what's crazy about it too is that OBJ says, hey, I was at a point in my career where, I had a choice, right? And you don't always get these choices to go where you want to go, right? So you kind of got to take advantage of it. And he said, when I was with Cleveland, I had a choice to go to the Rams, and Jalen hit me and recruited me there. This kind of became like the same situation all over again. And he was like, man, let's make it happen. So, man, when players want to be here, that's just a different feeling, right? It's one thing to be traded to a place where, oh man, I got to go to another team, right? But it's one thing for guys to have a choice and choose that team, right? All the guys who have chosen to become Miami Dolphins over the past couple of years have really went out there and played their best football, I think. Like, have really put their all into it. Jalen had a great season, even though, you know, he was coming off an injury. David Long Jr., who had a choice, he came here. A lot of these guys who have choices to come to Miami and they want to be here, they come here and they ball out. So I'm excited about that. Lou, what's your thoughts on that?
Absolutely, CB, bro. Like, again, just listening to him, and I wish we could show the people. I'm sure they've already seen it too, but I think you were a couple minutes ago when you brought up his mannerisms, right? That's one of the things bro, calm, cool, collected, and every reporter or beat reporter that asked him a question looking right at him, right? The attention to detail. It seems like he's locked in right now, CB. And just listening to him, I don't know how this doesn't work out, bro. I think he has the right mindset. He's coming in with the focus, right? And he not only understands his role, he's willing to accept that role, right? And with a guy that has had really, really good success in this league, CB, that's usually hard to find, bro, because we hear it all the time about receivers, right? The diva roles, the diva mentality. And I just think he keeps saying it. Where he is now in his life, I you know, again, it takes a real man to understand that he's on the tail end of his career. And I think he's going to be better for it. And I think the team is going to just be better for it, bro. It was, today, CB, and it only gets better from here. But it was really, really impressive to see OBJ in that kind of light. Because to your point earlier, you know, maybe him being in other places we didn't get to hear him. I see Big Nick. He said it earlier in the comment section. Like,
shout out Big Nick, man.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but it is what it is.
Shout out the homie.
Hey, man, listen. No, I appreciate him being here, right? But I think he made a good point. He kind of made it seem like maybe this is not a new OBJ. We just, and even to your point earlier, maybe we as Dolphin fans, we didn't listen to him all the time. Right. So I get that aspect too. I just think listening to him now, though, it again, for me, it was impressive to hear. So
definitely. I mean, it's impressive interview so far. We're a little bit over halfway through, and he's cool, calm, and collected. Seems at home with the decision, like really satisfied with the decision that he made. Excited about ball, right? McDaniel put the clips up of him playing in other places, told him how he could be integrated into our offense. I mean, that's the signs of like a good leader, just kind of finding ways to make this dude think that he can come in and complement the team right away and be at home. Like, he still has some guys that are his bros here, Jalen Ramsey, Duke Riley. These guys, it's gonna work out. For $3 million, bro, low risk, high reward move for Chris Grier. Like, you gotta applaud that man. Getting him here for $3 million, Lou, you gotta, anybody hating on Chris Grier can kick rocks. Because the dude quietly has had a great offseason.
I mean, CB, at this point, bro, if you're hating on Chris Grier for the job that he's done, I just don't. There's no help for you.
We can't help you. I can't help you. I can't help you if you hating on Chris Grier, man. Can't help you. Let's continue this though.
Joined the team, and what do you not feel about him since?
We've connected, a few times. I can't say that, we're best friends or anything like that, but just from speaking to him, I could tell that he loves football. I could tell he cares about his craft. He cares to be great. He's a good person, competitor. So I'm excited to be in that room. I'm excited to be with somebody who is great, be around greatness, and someone who's definitely going to be able to push me.
Odell, do you feel like at this point in your career, is there anything left that you feel like you want to prove either to yourself or to others?
I'm always here to prove something. I think to me, it's about finishing strong, being able to end my career on my terms. Don't know when that is, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, however many God gives me. If this is my last season, it's whatever. But it's just about being able to end it on a strong note, to be able to put my best foot forward. I've given my entire life to this game. and the way that it kind of went in the middle of the career and even a little bit of last year, like I can't go out like that. I've really, since I was 3-4 years old, given my life to this game, and there's no way that I won't finish it on a high note.
And bro, so he says he wants to finish it on a high note, and I thought he had a good season last year. I didn't think he was bad by any means, but he knows he could do so much better. He knows he can contribute more. He knows he can perform better. Lou, what's your thoughts on what he just said regarding that?
Yeah, I think you're spot on. Again, listen, I'm a Lamar Jackson fan, right? But there are levels to this, and I would say as a passer, Tua is head and shoulders over Lamar. And to illustrate that, Lamar's never thrown for over 4,000 yards. Shout out to EM, he always mentions that, right? But I think Odell sees it, again, with the weapons, with the way McDaniel runs this offense, there's going to be major opportunities, and I don't think OBJ is like a fish out of water in the sense where he's dead, his career's over, he's finished. I don't think that, bro. Again, 35 catches last year, CB, for a little bit over 500 yards. I could easily see him 50 to 55 catches for 700 yards, 750. And again, if you're telling me we're living in a world where Tyreek is around 13, 14, maybe 1,500, Waddle's at another 11 to 1,200, and now wide receiver 3 is chipping in with 700 to 800, bro, you're cooking with grease, especially with the weapons you have in the backfield. And Jonnu Smith, for that matter. I just think, again, barring any injury, bro, this offense could be very, very hard to stop, CB. And I know we said that in the past, but they've upgraded at wide receiver 3. They've upgraded at tight end. We already know what's on the outside at receiver. In the running back room, upgrading there. Raheem Mostert coming off a great season. A-Chain and Jalen Wright. Bro, they're CB. It's exciting, bro, if you're a Dolphin fan. I mean, listen, first year, ranked 6 overall on offense. Last year, we know we were number 1. I don't see where we got worse, bro. I mean, I really don't. I think the NFL, again, barring any injury, I think they're in trouble with this Miami Dolphin offense. I really do.
This offense can be special, right? And this offense was special last year, but it had its hiccups, right? It had its hiccups where, and I feel like it fell short in a few areas. Like when players went down, like offensive line went down, when receivers went down and they had to come out, like we fell short in some areas, right? So if this unit can kind of stay healthy and be a little bit more physical, that's kind of my thing, bro. Be healthy, be a little bit more physical up front. Like on 4th and short, goal line situations, red zone areas, don't throw the fade route. Hey, get downhill, run the ball at people, run that high percentage play where you're just handing the ball off and getting 1 or 2 yards. Like if this offense can get to the point where it's doing that and not falling short, bro, this sky's the limit for the offense, right? Now, they just dropped the ball a little bit last year, and when Connor Williams goes down, when Isaiah Wynn goes down, when Armstead is in and out of the lineup, when you're shuffling
Robert Hunt was out.
Bro,
Robert Hunt was out. Yeah,
bro, it's gonna be difficult when Tyreek goes out of the game. He's dealing with an ankle. When Jalen Waddle is out 4 games, bro, it's gonna be difficult. But you got to find a way to make those rooms better, like strengthen those rooms, bro. Like that wide receiver room. If we would have had OBJ last year, hey, maybe there's not a lot of fall short. Like maybe there's not a lot of drop off when it comes to Waddle being out. Maybe we're still able to sustain drives and make plays. We need the offensive line depth. We got some guys in the building. Maybe we need to get a couple more before training camp. But I mean, with OBJ added to this offense as a third look and Jonnu Smith being tight end 1 now, I mean, bro, there's no telling what you could do. Mike McDaniel is a smart play designer, right? I think he's a really good play caller. I just think he struggles in certain situations. I think he struggles in short yardage, right? And I think he struggles sometimes in like red zone, right? if he could clean up some of those areas and just take a more physical approach, a more balanced approach on some of these drives, right? I think he would be off the charts, right? I saw a lot of games last year where we were just moving down the field constantly, operating, moving the ball. Tua was operating at a high level. We saw that. If we go look back at those games, and I think it's out of our memory right now, right? And all we're thinking about is Kansas City and Buffalo down the stretch and Tennessee. But there were a lot of good games where the offense kind of did their thing, moved the ball, did what we needed to do to win games. We just need to get to that point where we're doing that at a high level versus, great defenses too. And I think that's what better talent and health can give you. But you got to stay healthy and you gotta use that talent. You can't be so focused on one guy that you're not using the rest of the offense. The best offenses are the ones that are versatile and the ones that use the entire field. And when you're using the entire field, you're using everybody, and that's important.
I would agree. No, I would agree. Listen, there's nothing to debate here, man. I mean, man, listen. I want to see the schedule. I want to see the 53-man roster. We got a lot of time left before we snap this ball off, CB. But again, this team is exciting, bro. There's a reason that Vegas has us one game better than last year. To answer Q's question, because I've seen him ask CB and Lewis with the pickups that we've made, is this team better? And Q, my answer is very easy. It's like, yes, bro. I think we upgraded that linebacker. I think we upgraded that corner. And I love Xavier Howard. He just didn't, he wasn't playing.
He just wasn't playing at that level, bro.
He wasn't X, right? He wasn't what we knew and loved about X. He just wasn't that no more, right? So I think we upgraded there with Kendall Fuller. Again, the linebackers, I think we upgraded there. Depending on how you think of what the offensive line, cool. I think the defensive line, take names aside, I think you got a bunch of guys that can come in here and get the job done. OBJ is definitely an upgrade. So for me, Q, absolutely, bro. I think, again, a lot of the injuries, I'm not going to point everything on the injuries last year, CB.
Yeah.
But, to your point, it does hamstring you. In the fact that 13 or 14 different offensive line we played with last year, guys going in and out of the lineup. From a coaching perspective, it's hard. From the guys on the field, it's hard. Again, just barring injuries, bro, I think, again, when we look at the roster, when it's finally constructed, the final 53, CB, it's hard for me to believe, bro, that Miami can't compete with any team in the league, bro.
Bro, it's and we should be in every game. Like, I know there's going to be one game where we get kind of blew out and we shouldn't, right? I think that happens kind of every year. Like, one game you just come out and get toasted, right? But honestly, when we look back on last year, there wasn't many games we got blown out last year. We were kind of in every game for the most part. And even the year before that, like, ever since McDaniel has gotten here, we've kind of been in every game. So I think he's finding a way to get better as a play caller, as a head coach, and just learn from his mistakes. And I think also the team is just kind of learning how to win and learning how to fight through the adversity. I just would like to see a year where we're healthier, right? That's something that, I mean, something's got to give. We've been kind of scoring with injuries for the past 2 years. I think maybe this is the year that we don't have to deal with that as much. I know a couple guys are going to go down here or there, but man, don't let it be 10 starters, right? Don't let it be anything like that, because that just puts you in a bad situation. But let me continue this. We're going to wrap this up. It's almost finished.
Miami, we saw you in Formula One.
Yeah.
How people reacted, how people were excited to have you here. How do you feel being here in Miami and having support from your family?
Yeah, it's funny enough. I've always gotten love whenever I came down here. And again, like I say, when I said it happened fast, it was just supposed to be a weekend that I was down here. I had something to do with Cash App and a work trip, and got to have fun all in one weekend. And then I signed, and then it was just a lot because I was at the race and everyone's excited about the Dolphins and the opportunity. But it's fun. It's nice being. Everybody I feel like wants to be love just as humans. I don't think any of us want to be hated, but so definitely get a lot of love down here, and I'm excited to be able to do something special for this city.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but were you close to going to the Miami Hurricanes as a recruit?
Very close. This was, Miami Hurricanes. We went, I actually drove down here to the camp and came down here. They was like, that's the way you'll get your offer. Very, very close. But I was easily swayed by Jarvis, and wherever he wanted to go, I was pretty much going to go. I was sold. So, yeah.
I can live full circle now then?
It's definitely full circle. And even Jarvis being a Dolphin, I remember, I think it was like my bye week or whatever it was, I would come pick him up from work. It was just funny. So it's definitely full circle moment.
Well, going back to something you said earlier, is this a team that you could see yourself ending your career with, in a place that you could see yourself in?
Yeah, if that's God's plan, then that's what it is. For me, it's about taking it just a day at a time. Go through this year, be the very, very best that I can for myself, this team, organization, all that. Try and win a Super Bowl, like that's it. And if more is to come after that, I'm definitely open to it. But it's just about focusing up on this year.
Like you mentioned, kind of in the middle of your career, I'm curious, have you been able to, I guess, internalize that? Like you had such an amazing historic start.
Yep.
Just the bad luck with injuries, just kind of how it's gone for you.
Yeah, I've definitely, there's no way that I haven't not thought about it. Like you say, an incredible start, and then, just the way that life goes, things happen to people. But I think my favorite thing, speaking on myself, is about resiliency. It's about, give me the best of the best in the world and put them through what I've been through at the highest level, and let me see them rebound and bounce and still be here to this day, standing in front of whoever, still daring to be great, still trying, with all the things that get to be said about you and all that. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm a competitor, and now that's why it's kind of like, forget the middle part. Like, we read a book, the start's gonna capture us. We read the body of the story, and then how is it gonna end? And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, let's have a great ending to this story.
With your image, you talked about things that are said about you. What is the biggest misperception that you think is put out there about you?
Oh, I think it's a good question by Omar. What's the biggest misconception?
Wait for the answer, bro. Wait for the answer.
Bro, really? Good question. Look at Omar doing some journalist work. Wow. Hey, stop retweeting Nick Hicks and start getting in the lab, bro. Let's get it.
Oh shit.
I mean, I feel like you'll get to see who I am as a person. It's just funny. It's just the way the world works. We gotta, I feel like the world doesn't like the unknown, so we got to put our finger on something and identify it. And, early on in my career, I had amazing years, and then I was a bad person. And then the middle of my career, I became a good person, but then I wasn't playing good. Now I'm a good person, and then, it's just, it is what it is. People are going to say whatever they're going to say regardless. I know who I am, and I'm comfortable in my own skin, so I could always walk 10 toes down. I was raised the right way, so I'm never really worried about what anybody has to say about me. Never out to prove that I am something that I'm not. I am who I am, tatted on me, and that's just the way that I live.
Do you plan on hosting football camps for the youth?
For sure. My mom and I already talked about it. It'll probably be right before camp at the end of July. Yeah, definitely plan on that. Always that.
You went straight Miami Vice or went into the
Yeah. It's just, just match the vibes, the Miami Vice vibes. So, look good, feel good, play good kind of thing. So it's just fun.
Do you already have a spot down here?
I do, but I was thinking about living in a condo, and then, the other day I was in a condo and getting in the elevator with 10, 15, I don't know. So I got to figure something out. But again, like I said, I'm super excited about this opportunity. Looking forward to be here. It's just a blessing from God, and I'm super grateful.
Oh, that boy a Dolphin, man. That's crazy. That's wild, Lou. You said it. That was a great interview.
So overall, well, you just jumped the gun, CB. I was going to ask you. So overall, I know we paused it and we kind of touched on different subjects, but listening to the whole interview, what are your initial thoughts? Like how he presented himself and, first interview down in Auckland Orange, CB. Talk about it. What do you think?
I thought it was great. And I'm gonna start with like the beginning of it, like how he became a Dolphin, right? I like the fact that he sat down and he had conversations with Mike McDaniel, right? Mike McDaniel sat there and talked to him for hours, got a feel for who he was as a person, where his headspace was, and not just football related, just also like where he is as a person, a father right now, right? Having a 2-year-old, right? Having a family, right? So I think that's important. Like Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer being able to have conversations with him, get him in the building, get a feel for who he was as a person, who he is as a person, and like how he can contribute to the Miami Dolphins. It seems like right now he's just in a very, calm space. He's at peace with where he is. He's not trying to be the OBJ of old. He's just trying to be a guy that plays football at a high level, right? And that contributes and helps his team be successful, right? And I think that's where he is. And I think that's the beauty in picking up a guy like OBJ, because you can get a little bit of everything. You can get a leader, you can get a guy who can be a great player on Sundays, electric it's in some instances. But you can also, if there's a bad situation, you can also get a guy who can become a headache, right? But I think that's the OBJ of old, the one that was immature, impatient, wanting everything right now. I think now he realizes that, hey, it just doesn't happen like that. Like when he looks at his Giant situation, right? When he looks at his Ram situation, when he looks at his Raven situation, you can kind of take a little bit from each of those experiences. And it's kind of like, Mike McDaniel being a first-time head coach, right? He hasn't experienced a lot as a head coach. He's only been here, right? OBJ's kind of been around the block a little bit, so he knows the game. He knows the business side of it. He knows, what he should expect in certain situations. So, man, I'm excited. I mean, I think it's a no-brainer at $3 million, right? Now, when I hear the interview, it's like, damn, like we really did catch a steal. Like we really did steal him away from another team who would probably have paid him more, right? And maybe got less out of him, right? So I think Mike McDaniel is definitely gonna like do his best to get him involved in the offense, right? Make him a player. And I'm excited about it. I think it's a win-win situation, Lou. At $3 million, with the caliber of player you're getting and the person he is right now in life, I think it's a win-win situation.
I would agree. I can't disagree with you at all. I think the aspect of, and I'm going to touch on your very last point, where he is mentally, physically right. I think this is, again, we need more guys like what OBJ just showed today in this interview. We need more guys like that in that locker room. And again, we've had these conversations. We just talked about it 2 days ago, CB. We're nearing the end of Tyreek Hill, whether it's this year, next year, whatever. We're kind of ending that.
I'm not going to say that, but I see what you're saying.
Okay, well, I was going to say,
I'm not in that space.
What I'm saying is we're closer to the end than the beginning.
Okay, all right, I got you.
Okay, right?
I accept that.
I would just say that, not saying that Tyreek is a bad player or not, but I don't think he's the leader that OBJ is. Let's just say that, right? Mm-hmm. And if I'm looking to give Waddle the bag, he's my young, up-and-coming receiver, to add a guy like that into that room, a guy that's been there, done that, to kind of guide Waddle through this journey, right? Like, to your point, OBJ, he's been there. He's done that. Yeah. Now you put a guy like that in the same room with Waddle. And again, we've never heard OBJ not working hard, right? He's always tried to work hard.
Always been a hard worker. Yeah.
So again, bro, I just think it's going to be a good influence, not only on the offensive side, but in that room specifically. It's just good, bro. Again, adding the Washington brothers, I think they'll learn a lot from OBJ. You got a guy
Yeah.
like Easy E, right? That, you know, maybe hasn't
Bro,
been able.
all these guys, all these young guys look up to OBJ. Bro, they are. Bro, he's absolutely their hero, bro.
1000%.
Like, and when we think about OBJ as a person, like, he's almost been like the Allen Iverson of football, bro. He's kind of almost not necessarily, but almost in that realm where the young guy dancing flashy, like he kind of paved the way for guys like Justin Jefferson and these guys, right? These young receivers who are flashy, who are making plays. They look up to him, right? And I think they get to see OBJ in a different phase, right? They get to see him in a different phase in his life where he's just much more mature, much more grounded. And it's all about work and football and not the other stuff, right? Because when you're young and you come into the league, it's like, oh, I got to build my brand. I got to make a name for myself. OBJ's name it's out there. It is what it is.
It's solidified already.
It's solidified.
Yeah,
it's done. It's solidified. People know who he is in the media, entertainment, everywhere. So now he's just back to football, and like he said it, like it's not about how the book starts. It's not about the middle section, right? He said it's not about all the middle parts where he had some down times and stuff like that. He just wants to end it on a high note. He wants to end the book on a high note. And I think he's to that point where, he's a Miami Dolphin now. He's on the back half of his career, and he wants to go out with a bang, right? He'd love to get a ring, walk off into the sunset if he has a fantastic year, right? Or he may have a couple more years in him, but this just gives him the opportunity to say, hey, do I want to continue doing this if I get a Super Bowl, right? I think guys who get a Super Bowl are like, they do think twice about coming back because it's like, man, I've kind of hit the pinnacle. Like, I've kind of done it. And he's done it already, but to do it again would be crazy. It would be crazy.
I agree, man. Listen, I liked everything about the interview. I like everything about this team, the way it's getting pieced up. And CB, again, I think we're in for an exciting season, bro. I really do. I'm not guaranteeing Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not guaranteeing playoff success, right? But what I think I'm willing to say is this team will be better in the overall product, right? Like some of the issues you were saying about Mike McDaniel. I think Mike McDaniel 3 years in, I think he'll be better. I think the upgrade at certain positions, they'll be better. And again, to your point with the balance, right?
Yeah, Jalen Wright.
We've seen this team, bro. We've seen this team when they're balanced, they're virtually unbeatable, right? When when the running game's cooking, they're deadly, bro. Deadly. And if we can get with that again, CB, it's hard for me to imagine. I'm not saying we're going 17-0, but I do believe the NFL has a problem with their hands with the Miami Dolphins, bro. I think this team poses a lot of problems across the board for a lot of teams. So
yeah,
I like our chances, bro.
Bro, and I think we may fly under the radar a little bit. I think, people may sleep on us this season. I think the news media pundits, the outlets would be like, yeah, the Dolphins will be okay. But not sure they'll be able to beat the Buffalo Bills or beat Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. That's always their thing, right? And I hope that's the case. I hope they are just, banking on us not doing anything, right? Now we got the talent, right? It's just a matter of us putting it together. But and I wanted to touch on this a little bit. I think OBJ brings that another voice to that wide receiver room for those young guys, right? I think Tyreek is a hard worker. He goes out there and does his thing. I don't know if Tyreek is the best leader for that room, right? Just because of the off the field stuff and some of the other stuff he has going on, the streaming and all of that. He just has a lot going on. I feel like OBJ could come in and just be like a guy who just quietly outworks the room, like just quietly goes to work, puts on his hard hat every day, clocks in, let's get paid. And I think that could help some of those young guys. And I think Waddle and Reek are kind of on that wave too. But I think when you add another guy in that room like OBJ, that's just iron sharpening iron and just making that room so much better, making that offense so much better, right? Even like the offensive linemen, seeing some of these guys running around and making plays, that gets them excited too. That gets these running backs excited about running the football, right? When you see OBJ on one side and Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill on another side, bro, you got to be thinking, oh shit, we about to cook. As long as I catch this block, right? As long as I do my job, we should be cooking out there, right? And that's going to get some of these young guys excited about playing. Some of these rookies, Patrick Paul, Chop Robinson, they seeing some of these guys. These are some of the best players in NFL history out there. Tyreek Hill, OBJ, Jalen Waddle up and coming. Like
Jalen Ramsey.
Bro, Jalen Ramsey, Javon Hollins up and coming. He's gonna get to go against he's gonna go and practice run reps against OBJ and Jalen. Bro, our offense and defense should be getting after it. And I'm gonna challenge Mike McDaniel, bro. There needs to be more one-on-one situation, like ones-on-ones. Like there needs to be like them dudes getting after it. We don't want to get people hurt, but we want to prepare guys for the game. Because Sunday should come easy when you have groups like this, when you have an offensive unit like this and a defensive unit like this, and you're practicing versus each other every week, every day, bro. Sunday should come kind of easy. You got some of the best players in the world on both sides of the ball. Like you got to find a way to make practice a little bit more strenuous. So on Sundays, you start gearing it down towards later in the week, and then Sunday you just go out there and ball. So. Man, I'm excited, dog. I'm excited.
CB, listen, man. Hey, don't do it right now, but hey, it's on and popping, CB. I ain't gonna lie to you,
bro.
This team, I think they're poised. I think they're ready, and I'm excited. I can't lie. Maybe it's getting close. I'm getting that little itch, CB.
Bro, that schedule release. Is that what it is? That schedule release?
Well, listen. There's a couple games, right? You think of, if the rumors are true, Green Bay Thanksgiving night, supposedly in Green Bay, like prime time. But that again, that goes to show you, right? If the rumors are true, Miami's scheduled to have like 4 to 5 primetime games. I think it's 2 Monday nights, a Sunday night, 2 Thursday nights. This team is in prime time. The NFL is a business, right? The only reason you're on prime time is because they believe you're a good team.
Yep.
Right? Good teams get on prime time. And for the Miami Dolphins to have maybe 4 or 5 up to 6 primetime games, they're telling you they believe in this team. So if the media and Vegas and the NFL now with these primetime games, if they all believe that this is a good team, it's hard for me to imagine why we come out in these spaces, whether it's on Twitter or these YouTube channels, and we try to downgrade the team. Like, bro, we are a good team. Now, can we predict injuries? No. Can we predict playoff games and Super Bowl? No. But the simple fact is, we should all be excited, CB, because we have a very good team. And, bro, it just seems – I hear this all the time, CB, right? From 2019 when the rebuild started. It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Look at the roster up and down. Look at the way it's been built by Chris Greer. Shout out again to Greer. This team – is ready, bro.
Yeah.
They're ready. They're poised. They're ready. And I think we have a special season upcoming, CB. Listen, I'm impressed so far, bro. I can't lie. I'm impressed.
Man, I'm excited too. Let's run through this real quick. Please do me a favor. We got 105 watching. Chat, do me a favor. Hit the like button for your boy. Send this out to somebody. If you want to donate, you can do that by hitting the $sign. I appreciate everybody coming through and supporting the channel. If you don't want to financially, help the channel, just hit the like button for your boy. It helps. It really does. But let me do this. I'm gonna pull this schedule up real quick. We're gonna run through it. This is projected. This is not confirmed. So just keep that in mind.
It's not confirmed yet. I think it dropped at 8 o'clock, shouldn't it?
Did it already drop?
I
don't know. I haven't seen it. If somebody has it, send it to me. I'm just going off of what we're seeing, and this is on Dolphins Wire, USA Today. So week 1 rumored Jaguars at Dolphins.
I think Marino's GOAT just said the Dolphins released a scheduled video, so it's probably out.
Oh, really? Let me see. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see if it's on Twitter yet. I'm sure somebody might have posted it. Oh, there it is. Perfect.
Yep. They just said S. Harris said he sent you the link, CB.
Okay, perfect. I'm about to put it up right now. See it as soon as I logged on Twitter, it popped up. X that out.
Okay, I appreciate that, Finsanity. Finsanity sent it to me as well. The Big E one. I guess it was correct. So shout out to Finsanity, by the way, man.
Shout out to Finsanity, the realest. Appreciate you, Finsanity, coming through. Yeah, so check this out. So 9-8, week 1 versus the Jags at home. You want to do the projection now, or you want to wait? We
could do early projections if you want.
Yeah, let's do early projections. I got it as a win. What you got it as?
I got it as a win as well.
All right, bet that. Week 2, Buffalo at home, Thursday night football.
I would love to know where Buffalo opens up week 1. Well, either way, they're going to, even if they're home, regardless of the fact Buffalo's traveling on a short week, regardless of where they play. If it's on the road, they're still traveling. From the road, they would have to go to Buffalo, then back to Miami. I'm not gonna lie to you, CB. I think being at home week 1 on a short week, I think it's only gonna help us. I got us starting 2-0. I think we beat Buffalo Thursday night.
Beat Buffalo at the crib on Thursday night. I got it as a dub too. Let's go, man. All right. So week 3, 9/22, 4:05 p.m. in Seattle away. What's your thoughts?
Now,
nice little road trip.
It's a nice little road trip. From a defensive perspective, right? They just got a new head coach over there at the old ex-Baltimore Raven DC. Now, if you look, CB, they got 2 big physical corners out there, right? In Seattle. Could present some problems for Miami, right? It's a toss-up game, but I say Miami, again, defensively, maybe Seattle can, kind of make it a tough kind of game, ground-out game, but I think ultimately Miami pulls it out. I think we're just better offensively than Seattle. I'll say that's a win.
I think that's a win too, man. Going to Seattle, traveling on the road. I know it's going to be a tough game. It's not going to be an easy game by any means. The 12th man is a real thing up there, whether they're pumping noise in or what. I think they do a good job of like making it hard on teams that come into their crib. Shout out to Stone Forsyth, who plays tackle for the Seattle Seahawks, one of my guys. But yeah, I think that's a dub, man. I'm sorry, Stone. You got to catch that L, man. So that's 3. We got them 3-0 so far. Going into week 4 on Monday Night Football versus the Tennessee Titans back at the crib. Do the Dolphins go 4-0?
First 3 out of 4 at home, CB. Wow. There is no way in hell Tua Tagovailoa looked, kind of bad going into Tennessee, I believe his rookie year. They lost last year. I don't believe that the Miami Dolphins or Tua specifically, I'm going to say this is a game, CB, right here.
Circle
early
this
prediction.
One. You got to circle this one.
Tua's going for 400, I believe. give me 404 touchdowns for Tua. We start the first half of the season, CB, in my opinion, 4-0.
Ooh, first quarter of it, 4-0. That's impressive. I got it as a dub too, man. I mean, Tennessee has honestly had our number, but maybe this is the year we get over the hump with them, and maybe we get over the hump with the playoff win this year too. I'm gonna put that out there in the atmosphere. And then week 5, we go to New England, division game, right? Go to Foxborough early in the season, which I like. It's not too cold yet. You get them early October, which is not as bad as having them in November or December, right? What's your thoughts on this one?
I think again, listen, take the homer hat off. I'm looking more at the later part of the schedule. I think that's where some of the losses come. I got us going 5-0 so far, CB. I don't think from an offensive perspective, again, OJ May or not OJ Mayo, the new head coach they got in New England, rookie quarterback, really no weapons that scare you. I don't think New England can stay with Miami. I got us 5-0.
5-0. Wow, that's a great start. How did we start last year? What, 3-1, 2-1?
I think we were 3-1.
So we got off to a hot start last year. I think we've always gotten off to a hot start with Mike McDaniels. It's kind of been a good start, but we've kind of fluttered down the stretch. So that never, like, getting off to a hot start doesn't phase me. That doesn't bother me. I think that's realistic for us. And then we go into a bye in week 6. Then we travel. So we have 2 road games kind of back to back. So we play the Patriots and we have a bye week, and then we go play the Colts in Indianapolis against a second-year quarterback and Anthony Richardson. What's your thoughts on that game?
Give me 6-0. Again, I think. Listen, there's no way I'm projecting this offense to be dynamic in Miami, and again, barring any injuries, bro. Look at the teams that, again, New England, no offense. Tennessee, we really don't know, but I don't think they scare me like that. The last 4 minutes, I think last year was a fluke. Miami was up by 14 in the fourth quarter. New England, bro, Indianapolis, Arizona. It's like it's hard for me to believe. I know it sounds crazy, CB, but give me 6-0, bro.
6-0. I like it too, man. I'm not taking us losing to the Colts. So after the Colts, we come back home, right? We come back home to play the Cardinals at the crib. This is 10/27, about 4 days before Halloween. 1 p.m. game on a Sunday. What you got us doing on that Sunday, week 8?
Hey, we just put up a touchdown in our first 7 games. We're 7-0, CB.
Oh
It's 7-0
my
right
gosh, 7-0.
We're 7-0, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Again, tell me where the loss in the first 7 weeks, CB. Looking at the schedule,
bro.
Where's
Looking
the loss,
at the
bro?
schedule, I honestly don't see the loss, bro. I don't see it. Like, the Bills could give us a loss. It's a division game, right?
Right.
That could happen. I'm not saying that couldn't happen, but I'm just taking my guys, right? Do we go 7-0? Hey,
I hope so.
Okay. Yeah, I hope so, bro.
Well,
and that's what it's looking like.
remember, CB, it's not that far off.
It's
Last year, week 7, Sunday Night Football was against the Eagles. The Eagles were 7-0. Miami was 6-1.
You're right.
So it's
You're
not
right.
it's not that far off, bro. Again, looking at the schedule, I got Miami 7-0.
7-0, right? So 7-0 going into week 9, right? Week 9, you travel to Buffalo. What's your thoughts on this? Is this our first loss, Lou? What do you think?
This, in my opinion, will be our first loss. I think we split. I don't think we're gonna listen. I love the Dolphins. I'm not a homer. I can't be unrealistic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we split with Buffalo. I think we get them early in Miami. I think they get us, and then we're primed for a matchup in the playoffs, and we'll make our predictions if that happens. But I'll say this is our first loss.
Okay, so I'm with you. And guys, we gotta think back to not this past year, but the year before that. Didn't we play Buffalo week 2 in Miami? Mike McDaniel's first year?
No, we played on week 3.
We
played
3.
Baltimore. We played Baltimore, the 6-touchdown game from Tua, week 2.
I got you. So I think what they did was they gave Buffalo that home game that away game versus us, but they put it at night so it wouldn't be so hot outside. So they wanted to get us the early game in the season, but they gave them the night game so they didn't have to worry about that 1 o'clock heat. Remember, that was their big complaint that year, was that it was too hot. It's unsafe. They call OSHA on us, like just crazy nonsense, right? So now we go into week 9. We're playing them the first week of November, which could be, I don't know what it's like in Buffalo in November. Is it going to be that cold? I don't know, but
It'll be fine.
You think so?
Fine. Yeah. It probably won't even be that cold. Maybe 60s.
Okay.
Maybe higher 50s. Maybe that's perfect football weather. I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Okay, so we go in there. I think I'm gonna say I'm with Lou on this one. We're gonna split with Buffalo. I can't give us 2 wins versus Buffalo when we barely ever beat them, right? So I'm gonna say we split there. That's gonna be our first loss. So what is that? That's 7-1 for us so far.
Yep, 7-1.
So 7-1 going into week 10. We go out to LA. This is Monday Night Football, right? We haven't played the Rams in a while. I think we haven't played them since Tua's rookie year, I want to say. Yeah, I think it was Tua's rookie year we played them, and I think we beat them. But what's your thoughts on this game? Is it a dub? Is it a loss? Long trip?
Yeah. Listen, they got a couple of defensive guys up in the D line in the draft, so that'll be intriguing. Week 10, we'll see where those guys are at. But losing Bobby Wagner, obviously Aaron Donald retiring, I think it's could be a toss-up game. CV,
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp, he's dealt with some injuries here recently, but assuming he's healthy, Puka Nakua is still down there. You still got Stafford. He got an arm that could, given the right opportunities, could still carve you up in this league. I think it's a close game, but I'll take Miami in this one.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm taking Miami versus the Rams. Aaron Donald-less Rams, right? I think that's going to be a different football team. I know they got some players, but I'll take us in that one. I think we could drop a game like this, right? One of these West Coast games, whether it's Seattle, whether it's LA, or San Fran, but that's a home game. So the only West Coast trips we have are Seattle and LA, right? I could see us dropping maybe one of these, right, and putting us at 7-2. But this win right here, the LA, would put us at 8-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're at 8-1. Then we go Vegas at home. What are your thoughts there?
We're putting up 75 against Christian Wilkins. No, I'm just playing. No,
that's funny.
Listen, I think Oakland. I like Antonio Pierce. I kind of like their building blocks.
Yeah.
I think they're a couple years away, though. I don't think they're on Miami's level. I think this is a dub at home.
A dub at home. I like it. I'm taking us in a dub at home too. We don't lose to the Oakland Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders. I think it's gonna be a good game though. I think they're gonna compete. They still got some dogs over there for sure. And then we go to our home game versus the Patriots. What do you think there? Home game versus Pats.
Man, CB, we are 10-1 at this point, homie. I don't know what you're talking about. That's an easy dub.
10-1 at this point. And then, all right, so we count that as a win. I'm counting that as a win too. Tua doesn't lose to the Patriots. Green Bay. What happens in Green Bay on Thanksgiving night?
Listen, Green Bay already ruined the Christmas for me, and unfortunately, I believe they're going to ruin the Thanksgiving. I think.
Lou, don't say it.
What do you want me to do, dog? Listen,
Oh,
I think this
gosh.
is late November. This is, again, what I said about Buffalo not being that cold. Again, this is the last game. This is a night game in Green Bay. I think that temperature will drop. I think it'll be close. I think Miami will represent themselves well, right? To your earlier point, I don't think we're going to get blown out in many games this season. It might happen. It always happens to every team in the league. But I do think, again, I can't just be a homer. We're not going 16-1, CD. I got this as a loss.
Okay. You got that as a loss. I'm taking the win, right? I think the offense will outplay Green Bay's defense, and I think our defense will stand up and make it tough on Jordan Love, right? If you shut down that run and then you force him to drop back and throw the ball, he's going to struggle, right? I think they lost some guys like Aaron Jones, who were just monsters for them in the run game, right? I got it as a dub. I'm taking it as a dub, Lou.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, listen, man. It could be a toss up.
Yeah. I
It
agree. It could be a
toss-up.
toss up. Jets, week 14 at the crib.
Give me the win.
Okay, I got the win too. I'm giving us the win. Aaron Rodgers' first game in a while in Hard Rock. Away game, Houston, week 15. You going out there? What's your thoughts? Is it a win or is it a loss?
I think these are the games right here where we're in the part of the season now where Miami is fighting for the number 1 overall seed in the AFC. Right. I think this is kind of where we were last year, week 15 against Baltimore. It was us and Baltimore as the number 1. I think that we're in the same position, right? We're fighting. There could be multiple teams, but I think we're either in the driving seat at this point, CD, or fighting for the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah.
I think the magnitude of this game, I think McDaniel knows. I think Tua knows.
Going against the rival, the old coaches, old coaches,
right?
Yeah.
They used to be on the same staff. I'm going to go out on the limb and say Miami goes into Houston and shocks the world, because I think if Houston is having a good season, you know what the narrative is going to be, right? Like Houston is the next up and coming team. They're the darlings of the NFL.
Yep.
I think Miami goes in there and bursts that bubble. If that's the case, I like Miami.
That's funny. Hey, shout out to Raul P with the comment. I'm eating turkey as early as possible just in case. Don't let them ruin your dinner. Get your meal in before the Dolphins play for sure. I remember that Green Bay game like it was yesterday. Just ruined my damn Christmas night, man. Terrible. So there we go. So at this point, you say we've lost 2 games. I say we've lost 1 game. We have San Francisco at home. Week 16. Win or loss, Lou?
I got that as a loss. I'm gonna say loss.
Yeah, and honestly, if I was gonna say, hey, one of these games are gonna be losses. Like we gotta start stacking
Houston. You didn't pick the Houston game.
Oh, I didn't pick the Houston game. I got it as a win too. It's a win.
So at this point, you have us with 1 loss.
1 loss.
Okay. All right.
1 loss. I think this team is special, right? And barring these injuries, bro, and I think honestly, these past couple years, if guys didn't get injured, we would have been in a position where we had records like that. Like where we only lost 2 or 3 games. I think we would have had records like that if we would have stayed injured and stayed healthy. Stayed healthy during the season. So barring us staying injured, and I think it can happen. It hasn't really happened yet, but I think it can happen. I think we are, 2, 3 loss team at the max. And I'm gonna say San Fran is a L, right? So Houston's a win, San Fran's an L. I'm just gonna chalk that one up. I'm gonna say we're gonna lose 1 at home. I think we can win the San Francisco game, but it's gonna be a toss-up. It's gonna be a toss-up for sure. Week 17, Sunday night football versus the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. What's your thoughts?
I'm gonna say loss in that game. I'm gonna give us the L. I'm gonna give us.
That's 4 losses, right?
This is higher. This is higher than I thought. Originally, they asked me the question today. I had 12-5. Looking at the schedule, the way it plays out, no, I'm gonna give us a loss here, CB. I'm gonna give us a win against the Jets. I think we sweep the Jets, and I'll go 13-4 this season, bro.
Ooh, 13-4. That's impressive. I think I was at 13-4 the entire time. That Cleveland game, man, that could be a toss up too. That's in Cleveland. Sunday night football. Yeah, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold and nasty. That could be
your
be a
cousin's
loss.
still out there, right? Your cousin's
Yeah. So I'm actually thinking about going to the game. Because my cousin does play for the Browns. Elijah Moore, receiver, who used to play for the Jets, play for Ole Miss. But man, that's gonna be a crazy game. I think that's gonna be a dogfight. Now, keep in mind, we haven't really lost to Cleveland. Last time we played Cleveland, we beat them. Now, and they're not much different of a team at this point. Now, they do have Deshaun Watson. They were playing with Jacoby Brissett, but I think we've beat them recently. McDaniel has beat them, so he knows how to game plan versus them. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic. I'm going to say we split with the Jets and we lose this one away. But I think we could have already clinched and been in a position to like already have our playoff spot solidified. So I think that's why we would drop this game to the Jets. So that's just my thoughts. But
okay,
man,
so you got it 14-3. I'm at 13-4. Okay,
exactly. Yep. So 14-3. Barring a couple injuries, guys staying healthy, it could, go either way. But man, I don't think this schedule, looking at this schedule, I don't think this schedule is very difficult when you really look at it.
CB, what the Miami Dolphins have to do, looking at it, in the first 10 weeks of the season,
Take care of business.
You got to take care of business in those games.
Take care of business.
Because if you take, bro, you're easily at 10-0, 9-1. Worst case scenario.
Easily. Now you got Buffalo. Now you got Buffalo twice in those first 10 weeks, right? So that's going to be a tough feat to beat them twice, right? But at the least, if you lose one of those and you take care of the rest of the chumps that you got on your schedule, and Jaguars aren't a chump, right? But they're a good team. But it's a team you should beat. You should beat a team like that if you think you're the team.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
At the crib.
Yeah.
Come on. So let's say, you got in the first 10 weeks, you got 9 games. If you can win 8 of those, 7 of those games, you put yourself at 8-1, 7-2.
You're good.
And then you go into the back half of the stretch and you got the Raiders, the Patriots, Green Bay, the Jets twice, Houston, San Francisco, and Cleveland. Like, you can mess around and get to 14 games or get to 13 games easily if you can just kind of take care of that front side of the schedule for sure. And that's what we've done in the past couple years. We've had a good first half of the season and we've kind of fizzled down the stretch, but that first half has been enough for us to get into the playoffs, right? This year, I would like to see us play well throughout the entire season. Let's put it all together. Like, putting it all together is the key. So maybe we can do that this year and just solidify ourselves as being them dudes. We need a home playoff game, Lou. I'm at this point, we just need it because I'm not comfortable with going on the road, in January and December at this point because we just haven't shown that we can do it and play well.
Listen, at the end of the day, you got to crawl before you walk. I think this schedule presents the Miami Dolphins an opportunity to really take the AFC East. I really do believe this is the year we overcome the bully. We dominate. I'm not going to say dominate the division, but to your point, I can also see a scenario where week 18, we already have the division locked up.
Yes.
I think you made a very good point there. So I won't debate that. But I'm with you, CD. I think home playoff games should be an expectation looking at this schedule. Again, it's very exciting, bro. It's very exciting. And it plays to Miami. They always say we're a team that starts early, right? Well, look at it. You got 3 out of your first 4 at home. Take care of business, right?
Bro,
and
do what you do. And that's
over Mike McDaniel's career, bro. Miami has been very successful at home, right? Like they're strong at home. So you can knock these first 3 games at home out of your first 4, and you're cooking with grease, bro. And again, if assuming you beat Buffalo, there's a shot where you're definitely running this table, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, after that Buffalo game, Seattle, Tennessee, New England, Indy, Arizona. I mean, bro, like,
that's a stretch you should just dominate. Like, you should be
stretch you should dominate.
You should be tuning, like, in the middle of the season, you should be tuning up to get ready for Houston, San Fran, Cleveland. Like, this stretch right
1000%.
here where you got Vegas, Patriots, Green Bay, Jets, you should be tuning up and getting ready for these playoff teams and just trying to fine tune yourself for like going into the playoffs. Like, that's where we should be at. Like, we should be really like rolling and getting better each week, right? Like, finding a way to get better each week. But Man, hey Lou, this was a great show, bro. I appreciate you coming through. We've been killing it lately, dog. Killing it. I can't wait till we set up something. It's gonna happen soon, dog.
Hey man, listen, we're gonna have this thing up and running before training camp, hopefully. Because CB again, bro, listen, I appreciate always letting me up. We're definitely gonna get this locked in. And as you can see, bro, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but the chat is blowing up. They're engaged.
Appreciate
You
the
know,
chat, yo. Shout out
bro,
chat.
absolutely. Shout out to the chat. And again, I'll let you finish this thing up. But bro, an hour and 40 minutes, CB. And I think this was a great show, bro. No trolling,
It's a
information.
good conversation, yo.
Facts over feelings, CB. Shout out to JR Black. He always says it. It's facts over feelings, right?
Always.
And
We let the film do the talking, man.
Bro, sometimes we're not gonna always agree, CB. I'm sure, you know, there'll be some heated moments.
Yeah, we're gonna have our moments, especially
we gonna
when
have fun, but
especially when EM, that chump get around. Yeah, that's what I said too. Who?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, man, but I appreciate everybody coming through. Lewis, always a pleasure, man. Always good having you up, bro. We be rocking, man. Shout out to you, bro.
You already know. Hey, likewise, CB. We'll be in touch, bro.
All right,
y'all
bro,
boys
later.
be good. All right, chat, later.
Chat, appreciate y'all coming through, man. That's big time, man. Y'all held it down for us. We got 110 watching right now. All my Twitter people, X people, come over and check us out on YouTube. We have a good time over here. Jump in the chat, interact. It's fun. Shout out to chat, holding it down around for the whole 1 hour and 40 minutes. My kids are outside playing somewhere. I'm about to go get them right now. Go snatch them up, tell them they got to get in the shower and go to bed, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. Love rocking with y'all. Hey, we're going to do this more often. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Join the family. Join the members gang. If you want to support the channel, feel free to donate. I appreciate all the support, man. Love y'all. Appreciate you, Bo G. Appreciate you, Scotty J. Appreciate my homie JR Black. Appreciate Rhino coming through. What's good with you, Rhino? Finsanity, always good to see Finsanity. Everybody interacting in the chat. I love seeing it. This is what it's about, man. Shout out to everybody everywhere. People from all over the nation, all over the country, all over the world. Woo, I saw my homie Woo back in here, who's over in the great outback. So my homies all over the place, man. So I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's get it. And I'm out. See ya.